My name is Andrei, and today's training is about how should you build a project charter. This training is part of the project management e-learning program that I am leading. So let's get started. First of all, every document should have a header, so we will start with its header, and after that basic information about the project name, the client, the project team, and the sponsor. As you know, the sponsor is the highest point of escalation in a project, and also the guy responsible for keeping away external or internal threats that might harm the project. Also, we should list here the name of the project manager, and as you know, every project should have a starting and an ending time, so in order to set up clearly the expectations, we should list these two dates here as well. Usually this document is being created by either the sponsor, either the project manager, either a collaboration between these two persons. So all this information that was listed here is considered to be general information and mandatory one for the project charter. In all the projects that I am leading, we have a section for the scope and the section for the out of the scope of this project. Usually we have this information already as a high-level information before the project is getting started. Usually a project is being approved based on a business case, and in the business case we have the high-level objectives of the project listed very clearly. So let's take some examples. If we are running an IT project that has the purpose to deliver a CRM tool, we would most probably have in the scope delivering the homepage UI, so the user interface, delivering the contact page, and delivering a business intelligence tool for reporting and dashboards. Most of the clients would expect us to deliver training and user materials. If this is not part of our project, it would be fair enough to state this in the project charter and make sure that also the customer and also our team understand very well what is needed and what is not needed for this project. So as out of the scope of this project, so things that we will not deliver is user training, administration training, and user manuals. Every project should have as mandatory a mission. Let's take an example. So if we are running the project of delivering a CRM tool, the mission would be the one stated here. So deliver a software solution built on a certain infrastructure that will serve for business unit X of this customer. Another important and mandatory thing would be the roles that we need. When the project is being approved, our highest management is looking at the resources that we would need to get this done. So in this case, we should list these resources in a project charter. So we would need roles like project managers, developers, testers, and architects. Also, every project should start with a budget. It's an estimated budget and would probably have a revenue. So when the project is being approved, these two things as a high-level information should be also known. Every project has assumptions. Let's take some. So for example, assumptions are very important because they list things that we consider to be true, but have to remember to check with the customer. For example, if we are delivering a software solution, we might presume that the hardware that is installed in our customer site will satisfy the needs of our software solution. Also, another example would be an internal resource or more internal resources will have the time to help us in determining the analysis phases on the part of our customers. Also, we should list here the constraints. Some example of constraints can be the work breakdown structure has to finish till February 1st. Why? Because the most important leader in the customer side is taking a vacation starting that period, so we have to finish the work before he leaves the office. Also, a scope restriction can be that the scope can't be cut. So it's very important to know that we cannot use certain techniques if we are behind schedule, because this is something that was clearly stated right from the beginning, that the scope has to be maintained from the beginning till the end of the project. Also, we have nice things to have, like authority, who has the right of approving things, who has the right of signature, who has the right of sending communication messages, and who has to be copied in the messages. For example, let's take how should we fill in this field. So the sponsor will approve certain documents, we can list them here. The PM will communicate, keeping everyone in CC from the project management team as part of the customer. So again, and the architect has the right of signing documents related with his work. Again, another important thing would be risk. So high-level risk are something that we have for some of our projects. In my projects, always I am trying to pay a lot of attention for this field. Also, this is a nice thing to have. In order to formalize everything, the project sponsor has to sign the document in respect for approving everything that is written here, and the project manager has to sign the document in order for a formal acceptance of everything that was written here. Okay, let's recap. So we have certain factors that can help us to fail our project, and we have the project charter. Let's see how this maps. So if we have poorly managed scope, we have all the chances that our project will fail. So in this respect, if the project charter solves the first step of this risk of having a poorly managed scope, because we are listing here the scope, in scope and out of the scope of this project. The resources can be allocated wrongly, and this can crash our project. Okay, if we have a project charter well designed, we know exactly from the beginning how many project managers, how many developers, how many architects, and how many testers do we need. So this risk is smaller and smaller. Again, poorly managed communication and the lack of roles and decision authority is something that can harm our project. If we have a good project charter and the roles needed as well as the authority of each role is well defined, then the problem is one step forward to being solved. Monitoring and controlling. We can start monitoring our project through listing the assumptions and the constraints in the project charter. And of course, we should manage risks very well if we start right from the beginning of the project with a charter. So high-level risk can be listed in the charter. Okay, as a conclusion, if we build a correct charter right from the beginning, we are doing the right steps in managing scope, in managing correctly the resources, in managing the authority and the communication, in starting in managing the monitor and controlling incipient phases, and of course in managing the risk and opportunities all over the project. The project charter is the first step in getting everything right. So I would say every time when a project starts, even if your organization doesn't see the benefit, try to do a project charter. For more trainings, please find me on YouTube, on Facebook, and I hope that you like this training, and I hope that you will like and share it with your friends in order to, let's say, make project management a way of living and not just a profession.